All right, welcome to The Explainer. So today we're diving into an institution that's right on the front lines of, well, one of the biggest challenges we all face. How do we feed a growing planet? Now you might be thinking this place is in Silicon Valley or some high-tech lab in Europe. Nope. We're heading to Pakistan to look at a university with a truly monumental mission. We're talking about Sindh Agriculture University.
Okay, so before we even get into the stats or where it is on a map, you've got to understand this. This is the core of what SAU is all about. It's not just some nice-sounding motto they stick on a website, right? It's basically a declaration of war on food insecurity. I mean, think about it. With climate change getting more intense and a population rocketing towards 10 billion, a mission like this, it's not just important, it is absolutely essential for all of us.
But you know, a mission that big requires some serious firepower to back it up. So let's pull back the curtain and take a look at the sheer scale of this operation. What does Sindh Agriculture University, or SAU as we'll call it, actually look like by the numbers?
Right off the bat, you need to know this place is a real heavyweight. We're talking about the third best agriculture university in the entire country, according to Pakistan's Higher Education Commission. So yeah, this isn't some small local college. This is a national powerhouse that's literally shaping the future of farming in the region. And of course, a reputation like that is going to draw a crowd, right? The university is this bustling hub for more than 7,500 students. That's basically a small city's worth of brilliant minds, all focused on cracking the code of modern agriculture. And these students, they're not all just lumped into one giant program. No way. The university has 41 different academic departments. I mean, that covers pretty much anything you can think of when it comes to agricultural science. That is an incredible range of expertise all in one place. So you have to wonder, how on earth do they organize it all?
Well, they do it by structuring all that knowledge around 5 core faculties. The best way to think about it is like 5 massive pillars holding up this entire mission, and each one is a totally critical piece of the agricultural puzzle.
And here they are. You can see it's a completely holistic system. You've got crop production, which is pretty straightforward, how to grow stuff. Then you've got crop protection, how to keep that stuff from being destroyed. Then there's agricultural social sciences, which is all about the people and the money behind farming. You need the tech, right? That's agricultural engineering. And finally, animal husbandry and veterinary sciences, which is so important because, let's be real, farming is a whole ecosystem. It's not just about plants.
And just to give you an idea of how deep they go, let's zoom in on just one of those pillars, animal husbandry and veterinary sciences. Look at this. You've got specialized departments for medicine, for surgery, for animal nutrition, for genetics. I mean, this is not a surface-level overview. This is a super deep dive into every single aspect of animal science.
Okay, so having an impressive structure and big numbers, that's all great. But the real question, the one that really matters, is what are they doing with all of it? How is SAU actually turning all this brain power into real-world solutions? Well, this is where we get to see their innovation in action. Look, you just can't talk about the future of agriculture today without talking about the massive elephant in the room, climate change. And SAU, they are not shying away from it one bit. In fact, they're putting it front and center in everything they do, from their research to their vision for the future.
And this isn't just some vague goal. Listen to this quote from the university's vice-chancellor, Dr. Altif Ali Sial. He's not just making a suggestion here. This is a clear call to action. He's essentially saying that their research has to be directly useful for the threats farmers are facing on the ground right now, whether it's floods, droughts, or something new. And, tackling these huge modern challenges, it's not just about what happens in a research lab. It's about how you prepare the next generation. SAU gets this. They know that the world doesn't just need more people with a piece of paper, a diploma. It needs people with actual practical skills. I mean, this quote just nails it perfectly. The university is actively pushing to break down those old walls between the classroom and the real world of industry. They're literally bringing industry leaders to the table, making sure that what's being taught is exactly what's needed out in the field. But they're not even stopping there. It's one thing to prepare students for existing jobs, but it's another thing entirely to empower them to create new ones. The university is going all in on building a startup culture right there on campus. They're pushing students to think like entrepreneurs, to be the ones who actually invent the future of agriculture. So, when you start to connect all these dots, you've got the powerful mission, the huge scale of the place, and this laser focus on climate change and real-world skills, a picture starts to emerge, right? It becomes super clear that SAU isn't just teaching the history of farming, they are actively, right now, cultivating our future.
And a massive part of that future, believe it or not, comes down to the dirt under our feet, the soil itself. See, experts at SAU are sounding the alarm. They're saying that years and years of using chemical fertilizers are seriously damaging Pakistan's farmland. Their answer? It's a concept called regenerative agriculture, and it's this really powerful idea about farming in a way that doesn't just take from the land, but actually heals it.
And when you look at the difference, it is just night and day. The traditional approach, the old way, was all about pouring chemical fertilizers onto the land, which, over time, just stripped it of life. But this new approach, the one SAU is championing, is about the complete opposite. It's about putting life back into the soil using natural methods. The goal here isn't just about getting one good harvest. It's about building healthy, fertile land for our kids and their kids for generations to come.
So from its incredibly powerful mission all the way to its focus on truly sustainable farming, it's obvious that Sindh Agriculture University is way more than just a school. It's an engine for real, meaningful change. And that really leaves all of us with a big, critical question to think about for the future. How will institutions just like SAU ultimately redefine our relationship with the food we eat and with the very land that sustains us all?